So after the first qualifying race of the 2013 FIA GT season, it was Sebastien Loeb and Alvaro Parent that took the victory. And Alvaro's with us now. Alvaro, you started the car from second on the grid. Looked as though you were going to get shuffled out at the start, but held on to second and chased down René.
Oh, it did. I didn't have the best of starts. Just a little bit late on throttle, or it was in between first and second gear for me, the pace that we had. So yeah, definitely not the best starts of all, but then maintained the second position into turn 1 and then into turn 2. And then yeah, a big fight, you know, behind René Rast, and he was very intelligent, defensive, defending. Well, the obvious point where we could pass him would be on the back straight there, when we had a good exit from the hairpin. But I tried to surprise him in one or two other corners, and it didn't work.
So he was ready for them.
He was ready for them. So yeah, it was the whole stint behind him, which makes the tires warmer than you want, you know, especially front tires as you get more understeer. And then yourself, you know, it's a bit more heat, fighting a little bit more, so not as easy. So yeah, first stint difficult for me, but good, a good feeling at the same time. And then yeah, Seb got in the car. We had still some points to improve in the pit stop. We already know about that. But then Seb did a great move. You know, he learns really fast everything that he needs to know, and you know what an intelligent move. He thought about it, and it was great. You know, so first win on the first race.
And Sebastien, absolutely, Sebastien Loeb Racing, the team, brought a big old hospitality with us here and performed very strongly. It's a great addition to the series, isn't it?
Well, Sebastien Loeb is a mega by global standards in the sphere of rallying, and he's now transferred that into motor racing. In his first race, in his own team, he wins with Alvaro. I mean, how good is that? I mean, the guy is fantastic, but for me, probably the most impressive thing was the way during the driver change Alvaro got out, Sebastien hopped in. Because he's an ex-gymnast, he used all those skills and he could just launch his body in, and other drivers, so they clamber in over the bars and sort of struggle with the belts, and it was just like poetry in motion. So that was the first point. Second point, on his out lap, set the fastest sector time in sector 2 on his out lap. The tyres were at their freshest, but the guy's got skill, ability, and ultimately he's got the sublime car control that, of course, rally drivers have always had.
Absolutely. Well, Sebastien Loeb, as we say, and Alvaro won that qualifying race. Let's have a look at how they did it.
My hope is to improve my driving on racing. For sure, I don't have a lot of experience. We are in an international championship with a lot of very good drivers, so it will be, for me, important to see where I am in this high level and try to improve my driving.
It was Loeb's teammate Alvaro Parent who would start second on the grid for the qualifying race, and heading down towards the first corner, it looked as though he might be in trouble with the Audi of Edward Sandstrom trying to squeeze past up the inside. But Parent held on and then started to battle René Rast, the WRT Audi driver, up in front for the lead of the race. Loeb watched on as Alvaro Parent tried to find a way past the Audi. Ultimately, he couldn't make it, despite many attempts, as an expectant crowd watched on. Parent tried to get around the outside, but René Rast is an experienced campaigner, and even though Parent almost got an overlap, René Rast held on to the lead. Loeb was aware it was coming down to his responsibility if he was going to win the race. When the pit stops came around, Parent came in, and the Sebastien Loeb Racing team got to work. Loeb nimbly slipped into the cockpit, did up the belts, and was soon on his way again. The WRT squad got their car turned around quicker, now with Nicky Melnoff at the wheel. But Sebastien Loeb set the fastest middle sector of anyone on his outlap and was soon challenging for the lead. It looked as though he'd managed to get around the outside, but Melnoff almost pushed him onto the grass in order to hold the lead of the race. Sebastien has relatively little racing experience, but a beautifully timed dummy forced Nicky Melnoff into the mistake that allowed the Frenchman through and into the lead of the race, much to the delight of the crowd. From there, it was fairly easy for Loeb as he consolidated his victory and took the checker flag for him and Alvaro Parente in his first race in the FIA GT Series.